Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the mask glossy I bought. Glossy? You bought this where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. Are people taking advantage of the mask frenzy? You know, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. A shout of mask striking a pose. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Is that a client? Are you screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it! Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! Okay, could you stop doing that? Don't just confess the crime, please? We've had, like, clients who confessed the crime before. It doesn't help our case. He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor, I admit it! But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally, when I say of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you, yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please? Please? Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Well, leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. What a smile. She's so smiley. His wife, Desi. You see, actually, the thief is me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. Oh, okay. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. Okay, see ya. He doesn't seem concerned. Well, to be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is masked or not. But there's one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. I trust Desiree. Desiree? I think it's Desiree. Desiree? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. And who's this? I mean, we've heard it was, well, I said Godot before, isn't it? Well, actually, I think I pronounced it wrong. It's like Godot? Godot? Godot or Godot? Godot, alright. I think it's Godot. Like Waiting for Godot, you know, the infamous play. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... How's he sound like, though? What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor, are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. Or others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I'm Godot. Oh yeah, the saxophone. Legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Huh, he's the one that Detective Atme was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? None. Okay, he's a legendary prosecutor, won every case so far, and he's never done a case? What did you just say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. I guess it's technically true. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Aha. See, just... You know, it's just like... You know, it's just like if I were to go into like a... any kind of competitive game, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, not one time I won, what was that battle royale? Realm Royale. It was like a realm royale game or battle royale game that tried to compete with Fortnite. Didn't do so well, I think. But I won a game once, and then I never played it again. So therefore, I've always won my games. Haha. Anyway, quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. He's very poetic. Yes, but a mask in a court of law? Well, we've had whips, we've had... I mean, what else? We have the... What else? I mean, I guess Francisca von Karma having a whip. I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing to have in court. Trying to think of any other like weird things. I mean, all the witnesses and all the prosecutors are pretty weird in their own way. Edgeworth is not pretty weird. He just has a cravat. I guess. What was it? Manfred von Karma? Yeah, I mean, he's pretty aggressive, I guess, but he wasn't that all. He didn't have like a whip or a mask or anything. He didn't have an object that was weird. Any other objects that people had? I mean, there was that one time some guy threw a wig at us. I don't know if that was weird. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, having a mask, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. That's pretty ridiculous so far.
Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts.
Persona. It's our personas, you see. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. I guess having a spirit medium as well? That's kind of weird too. As our, like, assistant? Anyway. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal?
So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? Mysterious.
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo? Gobo? It's not Gobo, it's Godo, Your Honor. Godo. Well, in any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement. Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite.
What is it?
Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break into. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking, we're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness, first let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir.
Mask to mask. Coincidentally, it's about mask to mask. A thief wearing a mask, and a prosecutor is also wearing a mask. Maybe he's mask to mask, I don't know. Just swaps out his masks and stuff. Mask to mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits a crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was mask to mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. MO to a T. To a T. What's the T mean? To a T. Does T stand for something? Like, it means like, to a T as in like it perfectly fits. But what does the T exactly stand for? Maybe a Latin word or something? I don't know. Anyway. So, then the actual identity of this mask to mask is... Mr. Godot, what do you... We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. He's just drinking coffee.
I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
Okay, very well. It's only coffee after all. I mean, we did eat lunch before, it's like a lunch lady. Gave us a bunch of bento boxes. What, you can't be letting him slide this early in the trial?
Proceed with cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are you gonna do?
Well, as long as they haven't brought up Mr. Light's identity, all we can do is to show that it wasn't Master Mass who stole the urn. It wasn't Master Mass who stole the urn. I mean, I'm pretty convinced it was, though. I'll be just looking at the photo that Luke gave us. Where is it? Did he give it to us? Yeah, this. I mean, well, here's the box. I assume it was the box that Maya made and put the urn in, but I don't know, it could be any box, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyway. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep, nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true, I'm a Zavari, author on thieves. Zavari.
An author? He's written books about thieves?
I think he probably meant to say authority. Oh. Authority, author, I don't know. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal, except maybe for the thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zavari, do you? Who is this person? Zavari? He sounds German. Well, his name is Luke Atme, sir. At least, I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him.
What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all.
Well, anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. Ah, that looks like the thief is toying with me even now.
Calling card? Have you ever seen all these so-called calling cards?
Of course I have, except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred.
That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police.
Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature. But we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real.
Gupshoe can't say out loud, but I bet he's talking about Master Mask's emblem. His fifth heist? His fifth heist, and your fifth screw-up, huh?
Objection, pal! Objection. That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time.
You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe.
I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away, got me?
Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atme. The most precious art pieces. Art pieces like what, for example?
Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Ammonon.
What's that? Some kind of a especially salty teardrop?
No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the Crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put in your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Mangina, sir.
Do I have to remember all this? I don't know. Like a jewel, left hand, portrait, crown.
Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Mangina and returned it to the museum.
And the target of his fifth and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections.
Somehow Mr. Light doesn't look like the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T?
I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. I wish you would listen a little bit more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card, we're 100% certain it's authentic. Then, there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all of those conditions, that's right, it means that Master Mass is behind it.
Nick, it definitely looks like it was Master Mask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron the Light is Master Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. the Light himself. So even though we know it was Master Mask that did it, Well, maybe for the time being I should try to show it wasn't Mask the Mask that did it. Godot doesn't seem to be objecting in the beginning here. Usually when I press, in Von Karma anyway, when I usually press the witnesses, she's always interrupting us. But Godot is just sipping his coffee, I guess. Master Mask is the master thief. So confident he sends calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. Did he? I can't remember. Did he do that? Lordly Taylor, treasure exhibition. Supposedly priceless, but has no monetary value. Well, I mean, in that case, it is pretty priceless. There's no price on it, as in it's 0. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I don't know. His powers to go after only the most precious art pieces. But this urn is worth nothing. I mean, so why would he take it? That makes no sense to me. So, I mean, yeah, that's a contradiction that stands out. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing a little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? Well, no, I meant from a financial point of view, you know? I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mask would normally go after. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Master Mask? Oh yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but... Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of the Master Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. Okay, you're just talking about your coffee. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. What are you talking about, you crazy person? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Master Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Master Mask's methods. A fake. A fake the mask? Fake the mask? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it. Another coffee. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. It looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact Fake the Mask. Fake the Mask. He's right here. No, Publicity photo. I mean, does this show that he's fake? I'm looking at the costume. Maybe it's like a different costume. It looks pretty much the same, so I don't think it's a different costume or anything. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact Fake the Mask. Fake the Mask. I need proof. Do I show this photo? I don't know, I feel like it's too early to show the photo right now. Because all it shows is like somebody in a costume, but how do we show that it's a fake? Bronze wallet. 1 a.m. the night of the crime. These are record when used. We don't have that record, so we don't know. You know, I was wondering, like, maybe Ron used his key card, you know, during his work near when the crime took place. So maybe he was somewhere else when the crime was going on. So, like, that can prove that Ron is not Master Mask, but I don't know. It will be coming to Portland the most precious work of art on display in your Treasure of Art exhibit, or Treasure of Corinne exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Take good care of the speckled urn. Well, I'm gonna guess it's the photo. Maybe? No, maybe not. I'm not sure, actually. I need proof that the person at Loreley Taylor that night was in fact Fake the Mask. Can I present Godot? I possibly was shrouded in mystery. Seems to know me. I don't know. I present myself. Ah. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to actually do that. I pressed the wrong button. I didn't actually mean to present myself. Okay, so yeah, my assistant level photo. Okay, yeah, okay. Show the photo. Anyway. I was just kidding, I didn't mean to present myself, Your Honor. Okay, so it's the photo, I think. I mean, it shows a Master Mask. Maybe not fake the mask. We don't know if it's a fake or not, but it shows a Master Mask. There you go. The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this is so peculiar. What's peculiar about him? You know, didn't he have like a little thing on his costume? I don't know, can't remember. He's holding a box. You know, he came out the gate, he's holding a box. And there's this thing as well, this puddle that has a little indent on it as well. I don't know why that is. Well, actually, I remember. I don't know. I don't know. Because he was there was a box of the scene of the crime. It had paint on it and everything, right? Which held the urn, but the box itself was left the crime scene, obviously. And if that was the case, the box of the urn should have been with dipped in paint already. If there's already an indent right here, and he's holding something that doesn't have paint on it, which is weird, isn't it? So either that or something on his body maybe that shows he's in Fake the Mask. Fake the Mask. Maybe the time? It's near midnight. Or rather, well, it's near 1 a.m. actually. I mean, 00 means like 12, right? Technically, like 12:58 a.m. Like, either this puddle is weird, maybe the time. Or maybe not. I don't think the time's all that weird though. It's like 2 minutes before 1 a.m. basically. So I think it's this puddle maybe. Because he didn't steal the urn, but I don't know. Does that prove he's Fake the Mask? I mean, we don't know. We don't generally know who this person is anyway. Well, for now, I'm gonna guess it's this one, but I'm probably gonna look at the court record again just to make sure. Like, is his costume correct? I can't tell. Let's see. It's right here, I think. Your point is all wrong. Okay. What do you mean? I don't know. Yeah, isn't he usually wears this emblem right here on his costume, right? That's his publicity photo. I don't see it on him. Nick. Yeah, get away with making fun of your hair. There's a strange spot. Still haven't give up? Use the pointer. I use my finger. I think it's here, right?
It's right here, of course. You mean Mask the Mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Yeah, I didn't notice at first, I guess, but yeah, looking at it more closely, there is something missing. Isn't that the publicity photo I brought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on the mask's chest.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed! We need a retreat at once! A breach.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
Oh, a clasp, eh? I see now. But the mask in the security camera photo... Oh, he has no brooch.
That brooch is the same as the emblem on the mask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask the Mask is a fake.
I've been fooled again. Order, it's true, undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know Hey now. If you're going to have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this? Ah, that's Mask the Mask's brooch? Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of the big female Buddha statue.
Buddha statue? You must mean the Amy Faye statue.
Why did you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
Oh yeah, I guess we also put stuff in our pockets, I think. The court record and everything. He has his own court record. This guy is one cool customer.
It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rondelight's fingerprints.
What?
What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch?
Yeah, he's an ace prosecutor. Everyone's an ace these days.
Order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch.
Though the fact that he's holding evidence in his pocket, isn't that a breach of evidence law? Isn't he supposed to, like, present it and... I don't know. What's the evidence law again? I remember in the case 5 in the first game, it was like, you know, it either has to be approved by the police department or it has to be relevant to the case, I guess. I mean, I guess it works. And as long as the evidence is relevant to the case, he can always just present it out of his pocket. Why not?
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left in the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene.
Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem. You mess with Godot, and you get burned.
He's been playing me like a violin. We've been playing like a damn fiddle.
Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness.
Huh? You're done with me?
But I haven't proven anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? Look at this again, a brooch. Looks like it was torn off. Found next to the statue, I guess.
1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh, silence. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zavari. The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Not bad. Not bad at all. No, you're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Hatme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They either be best friends or they'll tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made Monaco is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Well, how is this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special Monaco of yours witnessed.
Pretty sure you saw nothing, buddy.
Well, it was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask-to-Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. But when I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's what we found out last time. Using the psych locks and everything.
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made Monaco never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seemed so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Mask-to-Mask, my archenemy. That's what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well, proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Okay. So anything we can, like, get out of him? I don't know. What kind of information can we get? Oh, we learned that he got like he was there, then he got hit in the head. And that's it. So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? Okay, so it's October 12th. October 12th. I was wondering, yeah, it's hard to keep track of the date, but I guess October 12th was the day of the crime, similar to this blackmail letter. Also 1 a.m. at October 12th. Interesting.
That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer.
Well, you were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at that time?
A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer.
Near the computer, huh?
So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it? Up to this point, I would try to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
Yeah, you said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they never spotted a thief at the crime scenes before.
Precisely. That's precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure on your pigeony head, that is.
In any case...
Nemesis?
Descended.
Well, dancingly descended. From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you never noticed the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow, while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. I could only be due to this subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes.
I hereby W Ace Dunce.
Ace Dunce. Look at me, Ace Dunce.
Struck a blow. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened.
Well, that's a difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately, I had my third Monaco, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
I guess, that's the photo he gave us.
Well, as long as his photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here.
Yeah, he mentioned subtlety. It's very subtle camouflage, but like, you look at his photo, I mean, this doesn't look like camouflage to me. It looks like bright colors.
Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Oh, good. Then let's continue with the testimony. Okay, just drink some coffee. Sip, sip, sip.
Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Yes, actually, that one time it actually did happen. Huh? Well, actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher. Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, I was knocked out. I lost all my memories. Yeah, you lost your memory.
You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with.
Okay. You may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked knocked senseless. And then
30 minutes later, I used the emergency phone to notify the police. Okay. About this 30 minutes.
My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 30 minutes? Well, no one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether.
So what is he going on about? Well, there's something suspicious about Detective Adme. How could he have not noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? Yeah, which piece? I don't know. The real question is, why would he tell us such an obvious lie? Approximately 1 o'clock. I mean, that's not really a lie. It was approximately 1 AM, right? Hopefully I'm reading the time right. I mean, 00 means like 12, right? 12:58? Hopefully, yeah, because when the time changed, right? The next date. Descended. As I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. When I woke, he was gone. 3 minutes later, I used the emergency phone to notify the police. What's wrong with it? There's a contradiction, right? Phoenix said so. I don't know what it is, however. I respond before I can last a strike. Okay, I think, yeah, what's wrong with this thing is the fact that, if you remember the crime scene, there was a statue there. And what was the statue holding? It was this ceremonial sword, Shichishito. However, we were already proven that he was knocked unconscious by this ceremonial sword, but how could the thief have gotten the sword in the first place if Luke was at the computer, right? How could he even, like, snuck around Luke, took the sword, and then hit him? That makes no sense. Unless he was completely oblivious, I guess. But I feel that, like, that's a contradiction. Maybe? Or not? I guess not. What? I thought it was. No, that's wrong too. What? I don't understand. Alright, I lose. Alright. That was pretty fast. I already lost. Huh. Well. I guess we lose, we send him to jail, we go home. Oh well. Anyway, let's try that again. Blackmail letter involving KB security, 1 AM, October 12th. That's important, I guess, but not yet, I don't think. This KB security stuff hasn't come up, so it's not something that we can use, I don't think, right now. This is Master Master's photo, you know, just like in general, that's what he looks like. Yeah, okay. And this brooch was found near the statue. It's torn off, I guess. Well, how about this? I mean, why was the brooch torn off? I mean, it doesn't say though. It just says it was torn off. Maybe in a fight? Either in the fight, or maybe he was simply, I don't know, maybe Master Mass just felt angry, so he just took out the brooch. He didn't like the brooch anymore and just threw it away. I don't know. Or it could have been in the fight. And maybe if he was in a fight, that would make sense, and it would contradict his testimony. right? Because why would the brooch be torn off if he wasn't in the fight? So therefore, we can use this maybe as a evidence against his testimony. Alright, here's another guess. I think. Okay, so maybe that's correct. Okay, let's see what Phoenix says. Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this? With that special monocle of yours. This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. I mean, I don't know. There could be a lot of things. You know, like a button on my shirt, for example, got pretty old and it just fell off, and that happens, right? So I imagine maybe or rather, the brooch could have just been old and it just fell off. I don't know. Could have got stuck on something. I don't know. Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Well, I guess ripped off. I guess I can't just fall off. But then again, I don't know. Ripped off. Again, but it could have just been stuck on something, right? I mean, that's my first thought. Not that I was fighting someone. You know, if like I had like not brooch, but like again like a button, the button metaphor. Like if I had a button on my shirt and then it like ripped off, I would think like I wouldn't have been gotten in a fight or anything. It just like got stuck on something and got ripped off. I don't know that. Anyway, it's not my first thought. Oh well. Ripped off. Wow. We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. I would not think that. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in position to have a struggle with the thief. I mean, it's a possibility. It's not impossible. The only person that was on security duty that night, you, Detective Atme. Arr. I mean, it reminds me of the last case of the second game, involving the Nickel Samurai and everything, having the Jammin' Ninja's like a little button that fell off. Everyone just assumed that it was like a struggle, right? Ironically, it wasn't a struggle that time. It was someone tampering with the crime scene. Anyway, Detective Atme, you must have fought the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No, wait just a moment, sir, old-timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. But you've never taken a case, Godot. This is your first case. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much. Yeah, Phoenix Wright always just takes one case. One at a time. Witness, so you're now saying that you and the thief fought. Hold on, that's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I look at me and agree completely. Okay, another testimony. Hopefully we won't just die again. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Discombobulated. What a fun word. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed the weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! That's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of the Master Mask. Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Okay. Here's another cross-examination. So let's see. It's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I have prepared a variety of other sensors as well.
The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check on the data. That's why I went to the computer. I looked into it, of course.
So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? How about a sensor? What kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat-detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them.
Well, that's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
Lord Littell at the department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring to hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, he could have rigged the equipment,
Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer?
Well, we have another question, but we'll go back to that. So what does that mean, discombobulated?
Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean.
Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway?
Now I've forgotten. What was I saying?
Jeez, it's better than old people forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago.
Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony.
Okay, we didn't really learn what discombobulate mean. Enemy senseless. What do you mean by weapon from the side?
Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed his sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse.
Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch?
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Okay, so he is talking about the Shichishito.
So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness?
Fights only with his fists, but they were not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities.
But of course, in college I was the second in charge of the boxing club. Boxing. Depsiroru. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask the Mask.
This guy's a real piece of work. Okay. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious. Okay. Powericious. Are we going back to the... What was that guy's name? I think Red White? Mr. Red White?
I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? Atme fighting style? What is his Atme fighting style?
I'm sorry, but it's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
That's it? That's the Atme fighting style?
Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony?
Back against the wall. Back against the wall, eh? Of course it's important. We've learned the detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Why does the judge always assume we're gonna out to kill him? I guess, after that case with the assassin, maybe?
Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
Put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Where's this third eye you're talking about?
Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows.
Between your right and left eyebrows.
It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you like.
Like Tien from Dragon Ball Z? Why did you just say that in the first place?
So, lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper.
So Mr. Abbey got hit on the forehead then? That's what he says. I've got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I.
As do I, the player.
Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atme guy, he's definitely hiding something. But why?
I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective.
Okay, but first let me ask you some more questions, actually. I want to get more information. It's fun to get more informations. About the computer. So did that computer belong to Lord Lee Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, look at me.
Oh, he's a programmer as well? In that case, he could have easily manipulated data.
What's wrong, so lawyer?
Okay, I can't ask the other question. I guess, well, I guess he already overwrit his other statement, so I can ask the other one. I wonder what was the other one? The other question again? I don't know. Like maybe about the weapon or something? Well, anyway. Well, we know he's lying here because it says clearly right here. The mask knocked at me out during the crime with a blow to the back of the head. You know, these types of contradictions are a lot easier when it's clear on the court record. It clearly describes the contradiction within the court record. You know, I'm gonna complain a little, but like the brooch, it just says it was torn off. It doesn't say like it was torn off in some sort of struggle. You know, if that was in the court record, I would like connect the pieces much faster. It just says it was torn off, so it's a lot more vague when it just says that, you know. But anyway, he was not in the back of the head, not in the forehead. It makes no sense. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards.
What fun is this, sir lawyer? It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet in my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
No, the coward must have warned him from something besides the door, then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind. Ah. From behind, huh?
But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead.
I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
What do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were gonna help with security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
Well, that's wrong.
Objection.
Is that what he sounds like? Okay.
Objection. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes.
Hey, hold on, it's not as pretty as that.
Really? What's it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules.
Slurp. Well, this is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around, just as always.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Mr. Atme is no detective, or Ms. Atme is a fake, or Mr. Atme is mask to mask. Maybe? Mr. Atme is no ace detective. Atme is a fake. I mean, that doesn't change anything. No, he's not ace detective, he's just a normal detective. Or the fact that maybe he's a fake. I mean, I don't know, he's mask to mask. It does make sense. He has no alibi, right? No one there was with him to confirm that he was doing anything else. So either he's mask to mask himself. No, actually, yeah, we were talking about fake the mask. So maybe he is the fake. He's fake the mask. That makes sense. Either that or he's an accomplice. Maybe? Doesn't really help. Well, I mean, if he's an accomplice, then Master Mask is someone else completely, because definitely not our client in that case, because our client was definitely somewhere else, and we can only assume it was at KB Security because of that blackmail letter. So, like, either fake or he's actually Master Mask. Either like an accomplice or Master Mask himself. I guess it's more convenient if he is actually, you know, fake the mask.
I'm gonna say this. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmey's true identity is actually Mask the Mask. Whoa! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmey's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he managed to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene and data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at... Oh please, the explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmey. The truth is that you are in fact Mask the Mask. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask the Mask. This security camera belongs to the Lordly Tailor department store. You shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as a thief and stole the urn. So the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Aha! I'm not a good elf now. The master's MO is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, my lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it?
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atmey, when you assume the thief's like... Ow! Isn't that coffee scalding hot? That's gonna cause a lot of face burns. You know what it reminds me, actually? Wasn't that one case where I remember like some lady sued McDonald's because like coffee, you know, fell on her or whatever? And like it was so hot that it required surgery for her to like actually, you know, like fix her up and everything. And she actually, you know, won the case and you know, and that kind of thing. So it just remind me of that. Like the money to pay off for the surgery and everything. Like we should sue Godot right now. I sue you, Godot. Give me money to pay off for my plastic surgery for my face. Anyway, Godot Blend number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Godot, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of a whole cloth. But it is in fact nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Wright, if this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly! Huh? Oh, yes, of course. My face is fixed. What's the big rush?
Are you alright, Nick?
Atmey looks pretty rattled right now. And yeah, like the coffee, like, it was scalding hot, but like, ever since then, McDonald's has, I believe, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure actually, but I believe they lowered the temperature. Because at the time, you know, before the whole case, before the lady sued McDonald's and everything, it was actually like very scalding hot, like equivalent to like magma, maybe, or maybe not, I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't have all the details, but anyway. Godot seems like a decent man. Maybe that one wasn't that one was his work. Maybe you know what? Maybe number 102 was especially made to throw at lawyers' faces. Maybe so. I'd like to finish this right now if I can, but can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Atmey is in fact Mask the Mask is... Do I have decisive evidence? We have this blackmail letter, but that shows
That shows that Ron was somewhere else during the actual crime scene, so like... Maybe? Maybe? Yeah. Blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity to the world, come to KB Scary. No, I don't know. It's addressed to Ron, I think, but... The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Look at Me is in fact Mask the Mask. Do I have the evidence? Do I have that evidence? There's paint there. Is that related to paint? He has a box. Move the statue. I mean, if he was Mask the Mask, what can prove that he was actually Mask the Mask in that case? That he could have, like, made some paint there or something, or... He also ripped off the brooch for some reason? I don't know, it's weird. It's actually more weird that he's Mask the Mask. He put the box on the paint, and the paint has... The box has paint on it. That doesn't prove anything, though. What happens if I say he's yet to be found? Because I haven't found it yet, so... Proof? Of course I've got nothing.
Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some sort of evidence to back up your assertion.
This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. But don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and let us lose this?
So have you come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer?
I can't think of a counterattack at all. Yeah, I don't think we have evidence, do we? I don't know.
It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Goodall, if you have anything further to add, then... What? Who?
Jesse? Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. Huh, a bag. Oh yeah, that bag was at the detective agency. You know, we tried looking at it, but, you know, Luke interrupted us.
You mean that bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, oh, it says Amy. Huh? Like, who fixed that? Apparently they fixed the urn, actually. There's a lot of paint on it.
That's...
The sacred urn! Nick! It's the urn! It's the urn! Yay!
Order, 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 you, madam! That urn, where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective. Look at me. Oh, Desi, you're the best! Oh, okay, well, I mean, she helped us out, amazing. It's pink splotches, though. Oh. It's the urn. We're gonna set a PB. Or not, I don't know. Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Amy? Even you're gonna have a hard time wheezing out of this one.
Objection.
I don't know, how do I do the good though?
Objection. How do we do that for... Pathetic.
No, I'm gonna sound like Manfred von Karma if I go really low.
Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved? Before casting aspersions? Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight, isn't that correct?
Yes, what about it?
How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring.
What are you insinuating?
As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere, including the office of the good detective here.
He makes a good point.
So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it.
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Please, madam. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we've been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light, please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me out. You gotta help me talk to some sense of these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Acme Detective Agency. I can testify about it, but then Godot is gonna say like, dumb lawyer, you think I believe you? Obviously you stand to gain from testifying that you saw the bag at his agency. Right? He'll probably say that. What about fingerprints? Do you have fingerprints? I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh?
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, sir lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. He's wearing gloves, so may I go on? Good. Now it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I'm always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Nick, what are you gonna do now? Come too far to turn back now. Abby must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Okay, so it's updated now. Found the office look at me has pink splotches all over it. Okay, the defense proposes the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. So who touched the urn? Well, I mean, Pearl did, long time ago. Maybe Maya. But that doesn't really prove anything. And he said, we wouldn't find Luke Atme's fingerprints. Adrian touched it that I mean, she could have touched it, maybe. I can't remember. What was that scene? Did Maya touch it, actually? We were sifting through that bag, right? I think we were interrupted before we could look in it. Did I touch it? Did Phoenix touch it? I can't remember. I wish we could look at it. I mean, obviously if Ron touched it, that's bad, and that's bad for us. I mean, there could have been a lot of other people that could have touched it. It could have been Gumshoe, could have been Maya. I mean, Maya did, like, belong to Maya, right? Or rather, her village, so she probably touched it to bring it back, to bring it to the museum, or exhibit and everything. And Pearl obviously fixed it a long time ago. No, she broke it and then fixed it. Luke isn't in there. Desiree, I guess, could have touched it right now, but Godot is saying that, she's saying that to save her husband. Larry? No. Godot? No. So yeah, actually I can't remember. Did I touch it? Did Phoenix touch it? Maybe. I vaguely remember us like scrounging through that bag. Maybe I touched it. Oh yeah, I remember that. Something smooth and hard, eh? I remember that. I think we touched it. If we touched it, that proves that we were there, and therefore we can testify that we found it at Luke Atme's agency. So I think it's either Phoenix or either Maya. But I think it's more distinct if we touched it, right? It would make more sense. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. It's important as important. Well, what's in there? Hey there, I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth.
Well, hello there, and he interrupts us. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on the urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in the detective Atmy's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the why can't I say that word? Exhibition. In charge of the exhibition said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. Oh yeah, she did say that. So maybe, yeah, I was wondering like if Maya's and Pearl's fingerprints are on there. But I guess not. She, you know, polished it off. Make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmy Detective Agency. This blend, Godot Blend number 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all. This mass is burning. Order. I accepted the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Is he gonna do the breakdown animation though? Oh, he is. Take a good look, everyone. Oh, he looks not well. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. Well, this guy's nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Okay. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmy's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. He's just still laughing to this day. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. Well, looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of thief. Well, Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't a thief after all. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you! What? Not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please! I don't know what kind of kangaroo court y'all think this is. Second time we're referring to kangaroo court. The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you. Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir? If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you're a Master Mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir. I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail. I swear. Okay then, talk. We're all listening. Oh well, let's all have a listen to this confession. Alright, we're gonna cross-examine our own client to prove that he's not guilty.
The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and hastily descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo, that's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and got torn off, that's all. Yeah, that's what I was saying! Game. Anyway, even though that might be a lie. I don't like the direction the trial is taking. But this is how every trial goes, at least with me anyway. What is this, the third time our client is confessing their guilt again?
You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Godot, you're embarrassing me.
Like I said, you only get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this one with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Master Mask.
Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best to get arrested for life. Okay.
Alright, Mr. Wright, this time I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
Can you not go to jail, please? It won't look good on our record. Okay. You may think you're the real Master Mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. I haven't told Desi yet, about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons.
The way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose.
What should I do? Looks like we're about to get sidetracked again. Well, let's press again, I don't know. So why are you withholding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'll believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals.
If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with?
Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-holic. Desi-aholic.
So you do have a complicated family situation after all.
Alright, that's enough. Please continue your testimony. I beg of you. So he's saying he's stealing all these treasures so he can make enough money to give to his wife because his wife loves shopping? Is that what he's saying? Become a phantom thief? Just for that? I don't know. I thought you were going to be the one to show us proof. You know that you're the real Master Mask and not just some kind of a cess fanboy? Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim for a change? Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Light couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. How much does that law degree cost anyway? You know? Are we still paying off that debt? Maybe we should steal treasures instead. Make a lot of money. I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Mask. Well, I guess if we had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we? For the time being, maybe we need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. Light couldn't have stolen the urn. Couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, okay. You've got no alibi.
I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard a defendant brag about having no alibi.
But I tell you, I was in Lordly Teller that night. No. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron the Light when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but...
You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee.
Well, I think maybe I can.
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi?
Yes, but hold on. I want to press the other stuff first, actually. Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Say, what am I apologizing for? You, witness, hurry up. I'm sorry. Why is it that I'm always have to apologize to everyone in the end? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know the answer, but at least I hope I do. But first, let me press him some more. I want some more information. Dancingly descended. From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone save me, again! I guess he thinks descended sounds more heroic or thief-like or something. Anyway, I was there at the crime scene, just like I said. That's me in the photo. This is the photo that was taken by the security camera at the crime scene. No doubt about it, that's Master Mask. Yes, but don't forget there's something important missing. The real Master Mask has a big brooch on his chest. Some brooch, I snagged it on the door handle. You didn't notice it when your brooch. You didn't notice when your brooch was torn off? Huh? Well, I'm always a little nervous when I'm working. There's a bit of clothing left on the backside of the brooch. I don't think it could have been torn off that easily. Yes, but I don't see what it has to do with anything. Right now, we're trying to prove that Mr. Delight isn't a thief, right? Yeah, I guess so. Let me hear the testimony one more time. Why does Mr. Delight want to be Master Mask so badly anyway? It's kind of disturbing. He doesn't seem like your typical attention whore to me. Unlike, say, you, Nick. What? I am nothing of the sort. Thank you very much. But I gotta admit, the way Ron is acting is kinda scary. Anyway, time to poke some holes in that testimony of his. Okay, let's press this again. Because we have a question here. That, can we prove with some evidence that he has an alibi? I think we do. I have the evidence, or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh, I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see the evidence already. Show this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. He was at KB Security because he was being blackmailed. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. But blackmail? According to this letter, at 1 o'clock in the morning on the night of the crime, Mr. Ron Delight was ordered to go to the offices of KB Security. 1 o'clock in the morning? Correct. Which is around the time the security camera photo was taken. So if the defendant was at the KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have been taken 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee. Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Light all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Mr. Wright, it's true that I received that blackmail letter. But whether or not I actually went there is a whole different story, right? Oh, sorry if I'm sounding dramatic. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. That was brilliant. Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. This stupid kid. Stupid kid? How old is he? How old is Ron? He's like 23. He's not a kid. You know, you were 24 like, well, 2 years ago, right? You're like close in age. It's not a kid. Demonstrate to this court that Mr. Light actually went to KB Security that night. Okay. Well, yeah. Here's his wallet. At the night of the crime. I mean, he could have left it there, like, days ago, technically, but I think it does show some connection that maybe he dropped his wallet, you know, around 1 AM. Or at least a little bit before that, maybe. I don't know. At the very least, he was at KB Security. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Ah, yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious.
Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night. No!
This is indeed sad. Romanticists are blind to the reality that lies before them.
Huh? What does that mean?
Why did Mr. Delight drop his wallet at KB Security? What purpose did it serve? Perhaps it was dropped by his wife to create a false alibi for his dear husband instead.
Sorry, but Mr. Delight probably dropped it himself when he went to use this. The key card to KB Security's CEO's office.
CEO's office?
What's wrong? No snappy comebacks? The fact is that Mr. Delight entered the CEO's office around 1 o'clock that night.
No! Drink the coffee! Order! So when the theft occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense. Objection. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my good old blend number 107 impresses me a lot more.
What are you trying to say?
You say the thief was being blackmailed by CEO of the security company, but did you actually investigate the CEO at all?
Huh? Well, no, I guess not.
Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that.
Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. You coffee maniac.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself.
You claim the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're gonna have to track down that CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite?
There's someone else who can testify. This is the person who can testify that the keycard was used at 1 a.m. that night. The only other employee at KB Security that we know is Larry frickin' Butts!
Who is this useless-looking young man?
You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly.
But just look at his picture, it makes the bile start to rise in my throat. It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night.
Oh?
The question at hand is this key card. Yep, that's the key card they use in the building I work. Turning a serial number, the ones on the CEO office. You need it every time and it leaves a record. But I can't tell you exactly, about the record because that's confidential information. So we're gonna have to bring him to court, I guess. To make him say the thing about the KB Security. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. Spits it out.
Well, Mr. Goodall, the name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
Used at, exactly in the time of the crime.
But that means it can't be Mr. Light dressed as Master Mask in this photo. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe.
So then...
Ron Delight was clearly in the office of the KB Security CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be masked to mask.
Good job, you did it, Nick.
That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of the innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of thief. Again. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment, but before I do that, do you have any further objections? No one's gonna say, hold it in the last minute, right? Or last second, rather? No, Your Honor. Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Hooray! That was easy. Well, we kind of stumbled a little in the beginning, but now, yeah, we did it. Court is now adjourned. Unless someone says hold it. No, okay. You know, sometimes I don't know if I think there was that one time when the judge gave a verdict already, and someone still said hold it, and then the trial continued.
Nick, you did it. You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy. Oh, Mr. Light. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Ah, shucks. You could pay my salary, please. I don't know if Ron will pay me. So, can you pay me, please? Thanks, Mr. Light. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, pearls. I've got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? To be ashamed of yourself. Slap. Yeah. She slapped me. Pearly. This woman is Mr. Desiree's Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick! Yes? You're even worse than I thought! Going behind the back of your own client! No! You've got it all wrong! I'll never forgive you! Slap, slap! Ow, a double slap. Isn't that a Pokemon move? I can't believe Pearl became a Pokemon. Well, anyway, all well that ends well, right? We got the sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught. You're so right, and all thanks to Nicky boy here. But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Pearl is a ditto? Well, I mean... Well, in the sense that she can shapeshift, I guess, similar to Maya. You know, maybe they're descendants of dittos after all. Being able to imitate the dead. Oh please, you're embarrassing me. If you won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is...
Oh, come on. Give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Mr. Godot, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Cain Ballard was discovered.
Hey, the CEO? Cain Ballard? Where have I never heard that name before? Oh, isn't that the name of the CEO of KP Security? Wait, the body?
The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean the guy, our client, that went to KB Security at exactly 1 a.m. on October 12th and exactly went to the, KB Security CEO's office.
That's right, amigo. At that same time, the cheap little urn was being stolen. The CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today?
Help me out? What?
On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbrued of rage?
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
An employee of KB Security? I mean, yeah, that's what I figured.
It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way.
He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder happened.
No, that's a lie. It can't be true. But I am the thief, I tell you.
Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder.
What? This is impossible.
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Wright. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here.
This guy, who the heck is he? It's like Cyclops. He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight.
Oh, I got arrested again. Yep, there's the murder. Murder time! Nick, how could this happening? Or how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me! Yeah, Ronnie! Well, she seems concerned. I thought she only liked him for his money. Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's going to happen next? It's gonna be, I don't know, another murder on top of that. Double murder maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. Ew. Alright, I guess we're going from one... I was gonna say one case to the next. I mean, technically it's the same case, quote-unquote, according to the game, but technically, yeah, it's like two cases in one case. Two cases in one episode, I guess. Anyway.